Hi guys, it's me, Sheila True Love. I'm here with you again. And yes, we are going to talk about words of wisdom about life, part 6. Yeah, we're actually up to that part. Look at my face. Yeah, without the glasses and all the above. That's the part we're going to talk about, okay? How about that? Anyway, I'm going to put this on here. Work with me. I know my hair looks crazy. Whatever. Like I said, whatever. Yeah. I do what I do. That's pretty much what I do. I don't have time for superficial, shallow foolishness. Not really. Not Sheila True Love. Anyway, all the men I've dated, you had to see what they look like, honey. The only good looking man I ever had was my kid's father. I had 2 kids. His father was gorgeous. My kids are gorgeous. Whatever. Anyway, here we go.
When you was a homecoming queen, him playing football, y'all gonna be together forever. Now you done hit this rough patch. I call it the traffic jam of life, huh? And it usually happens between the age of 40 and 50. That's a rough time. And I'm telling you why. Because if you live long enough, you're going to go through some stuff during that decade. And if you're married, it's going to be double. Let me tell you what happened during that time. You go through menopause. Your husband have a midlife crisis. If you got teenagers that act like they have lost their mind. If your parents sick, dying, you trying to take care of them. His parents sick and dying. Your Alzheimer's, all that stuff is going on. Y'all trying to do all that within them 10 years. That's enough to drive any marriage apart. That's not the time to be pulling apart. That's the time to come together. Do you understand? Woo! Yes. All that fussing and arguing and all that stuff. No, hey, hell, that's why you took the vows, for better or worse. And sometimes worse is bad as hell. Yeah, that's why I tell folks, just make it through them 10 years. I'm telling you.
Your girls have been with you through every moment of your life.
Notice how she said between 40 and 50, if you're going through this midlife crisis stuff, you did say to God for better or worse. But when you have a husband who's a cheating bastard, when you have a man who's abusive, who wants to put his hands on you and beat you up, and a man who have no regard for cheating on you, there's something I want to show you. You know, look, there's a difference between, I'm going to put Medea on hold for a minute. Medea, hold on for a minute, Ma. Because I made notes of, there's relationships, they go through hardship. But when you have someone who is beating on you, like Medea said, you stick through the good times and the bad times. Yeah, okay, I hear you. But listen to this. The notes that I've taken down. When it comes to, check this out. Really, the difference between making mistakes and making choices. Now, we know that life is all about choices, and every action has a consequence, right? Listen to me when I talk to you, please. I beg of you. And the reason why I say this is because I think it's important to set the record straight and make sure that we are clear on the difference between mistakes and choices. When you look at the definition of mistakes and you look at the Wikipedia, it defines it as an error caused by misjudgment, carelessness, or forgetfulness. Let me give you an example of what a mistake is. A mistake is when you run a stoplight because you were not paying attention or you wasn't concentrating on the matter. A mistake is when you leave a candlelight burning and you started a fire. You know what I'm saying? That's a mistake. You didn't mean for that to happen. A mistake is when you take salt and you pour it into your coffee because you thought it was sugar. That's a mistake. A mistake is that you forgot to charge your laptop and you can't run your presentation because the battery is dead now. Okay? That's a mistake. Now let's look at the difference between a mistake and a choice. A choice is when you have multiple options. You have options and you select one over the other. While a choice, it can be made, it's made between the options. It's made between, to be honest with you, when you have options, that's when you have a choice. Now, let me give you an example of a choice. We already talked about the difference between a mistake. Now, let me show you the difference between a choice. A choice is you smoke cigarettes and now you have cancer. That's a choice. How about this? You rob a liquor store and now you're going to jail. That's a choice that you made. You don't do exercise and now you're overweight. Oh, God knows I'm guilty of that one. But that's a choice. I have the choice whether I could exercise or not. And if I'm overweight, it's because I chose to be overweight. Come on. Another choice is you don't floss your teeth and now you have 5 cavities. You have 5 cavities. Why? Because you made the choice not to floss. You cheat on your partner and now they've left you. That's a choice, okay? Mistakes and choices, they are not the same thing. We all make mistakes, and more importantly, we all, from one time or another, we all have made bad choices. We've all made mistakes. We've all made bad choices. But it's critical that we understand the difference between the two. And we have to be willing to call it what it is. Once we do this, we can start the recovery process. There's 4 ways. Let me tell you something. There's 4 actions to take if you find that you're in a decision where you have created bad consequences. Because with every choice or every mistake, there are consequences. Now, one thing that you need to do, number 1, is you have to take responsibility for your behavior. You have to own it. You don't lie about it. You don't deny it. It only makes things worse. You can't be cured if you constantly want to lie about it, or if you continue to deny what you did wrong. That's not good. The second thing that you have to do is you have to change your behavior. Words are cheap. They're cheap. We all know people who have said, I'm so sorry about what I did, and yet nothing changes. The thing is, you have to change your direction, and if you need help with this change, don't do like I did. I listened to this freaking cult. Jehovah's Witnesses told me I had problems with alcohol. I really had problems with alcohol. But they told me that I can't go to AA. A person who has problems with drugs, you're supposed to go to NA to get support, to get the help that you need. But the way I was raised, we're not allowed to go to AA. We're not allowed to go outside the organization. At the same time, the organization wasn't offering any help. But you know what I've decided to do? I've gone to AA. And every time I was with this AA, let me tell you the truth, I felt guilt. I sit in this AA and I keep thinking about Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great. Empire of false religion. Empire of false religion. That's what I was taught. Get over that crap. Freak that. If you need support and you need help, go for it, okay? You have to change your behavior, and sometimes, just sometimes, you need a little help. So if you need help, whether it comes to alcohol or drugs, you go to those AA, the fellowship meetings. You go to that NA. And if you are part of this freaking Jehovah's Witness cult, freak that nonsense. Next thing you have to do is you have to own up to your guilt. You can cry all you want, but you can't be cured of your disease or whatever your issue is if you continue to deny it. If you have a problem, stop denying it. I had a problem with alcohol. I didn't want to admit to it. Oh, God. Please. The only reason why I didn't want to admit to it because Jehovah God in the Bible, Jesus' first miracle was turning water into wine. Jesus Christ drank wine. I don't do drugs because ain't nowhere in the world in the Bible you see Jesus doing drugs. So I'm not working with that. But alcohol, that was definitely an issue for me because Jesus Christ did it. If Jesus did it, then it could be okay. At the same time, if it's created a problem for you, no, you have to admit that there's a problem and you have to get the necessary help that you need. And forget about what this freaking cult or any organization tells you not to get the help that you need, because you need to, I don't know, get the help that you need. You know, the sooner you acknowledge your responsibility and what you've done, whatever, just please. And then you have to ask for forgiveness. You're not commanded. You cannot command that people forgive you. You can't insist that people forgive you. You're not even entitled to it. But what you can do is you can only ask and hope that the people that you have sinned against or the people that you have hurt, that they are willing to forgive you. That's the best you can do. And hopefully, oh God, please, let them forgive you for what you have done, because at least, oh God, you admitted to it. And sometimes that's the hardest thing a person can do, really. But the thing with me is I tend to try to explain why I did what I did. And the reason why I do that is because the Bible tells us it's wise to use what? Insight. A person cannot use insight if they don't know why you did what you did. They have to use insight. I also like to explain why I did something, so that way the person can realize that I didn't do it out of trying to be malicious. Because in this world that we live in, yeah, really, people do things because they're malicious, they're hurtful, and they're miserable, and they want to make everybody else miserable as they are. So when you explain to them why you did what you did, it shows them that you're not doing it out of trying to be malicious. But guess what? I also like to understand the reason why people did what they did, because it shows me, it helps me not to become like a narcissist. You don't have empathy or compassion. You know, no. I know one thing. When somebody does something to me, I always want to know why. Why? People don't even question that anymore. I need to know why. Because it helps me to be more humane and less judgmental. But I've come across some people that they don't even care. They don't like this because it makes it seems like you're not taking accountability for your wrong. But it makes them feel that you're not taking accountability, or you're trying to make an excuse for what you did. It's not even about making an excuse. It's trying to help you to use insight. And I just don't see it the way they see it. If the person has already admitted that they are wrong, and they show that they are responsible and that they are being accountable, and they're not going to lie about it. Like a person going to sit up there and lie and say, well, yeah, you said I did this and you said I did that, and no, I didn't. That's not taking accountability. That's not being responsible. But when someone has already admitted, look, yeah, okay, I'm guilty as charged, and I did this horrible, and if I could change, go back in time and redo it, God knows I will redo it another way. God knows I would. At the same time, the only thing I can say is I'm sorry. And I'm going to do everything in my power to try to change. I did that with my son and my daughter. they hate it when I drink around them. So what do? I don't drink around my son. I don't drink around my daughter. I don't. My daughter is still pissed off with me. Do I still drink? Yeah, I do. But I'm going to put some postings. Why do I drink? And I'm not going to try not to take. I drink because it's the only thing that helps me to hang on to my sanity. To be quite honest with you, yeah, that's pretty much the reason why. Yep, that's it, pretty much, yeah. Because it helps me to hang on to my sanity. And another reason why, because Jesus Christ said I can. Jesus Christ drank. His first miracle was turning water into wine, for God's sake. Now, he frowns on drunkenness. Have I gotten drunk? Oh God, yes, I have. I'm guilty as charged. At the same time, 9 times out of 10, I don't always get drunk like crazy. And I do not drink around my children. They don't like it, I don't do it. That's the way I figure I'm good. I stay in my room, I drink in my house, or I'm in I don't drink with people who don't drink. I've learned lessons too. You've learned lessons, and so have I. People who don't drink, I don't drink around them. That's the way I handle this situation until I can freaking fix this situation that I'm going through with my family. I lost my family through a fucking cult. I use profanity here. That's not good. But I gotta keep it real. This is craziness to me. This is hard. Anyway. Sheila True Love. Yeah, right. I'll do a part 6 somewhere down the road. What is this? Words of wisdom about life part 6? Yeah, okay. There you have it, guys. I spilled my guts. Until next time, we'll talk again. Bye.